As you know, Sunday is Purim. We're going to be reading Megillat Esther. And what's interesting is how the whole story starts off. Is that, we're going to skip the party that the king had, but the fact is that Haman is promoted to be, I guess, the prime minister, the viceroy of Persia, and he wants everybody to bow down to him. And Mordechai refuses to bow down. And this sets into motion all the events that are going to follow. Because Haman is really upset that this, and he says, why don't you bow down to me? I'm a Jew. I only bow down to God. That's it. You're human. I don't have to bow down to you. And I'm sure at the time, there were Jews who said to Mordechai, what are you doing? You're standing up to Haman. He's the second highest guy in the empire. And you refuse his request to bow down? Be nice to him. And Mordechai, of course, said, no, I know what this guy is. I know what he's planning. And therefore, I'm not going to give in. And this has been a problem throughout Jewish history, by the way, that we've had some people who will be afraid to speak up, shush still, don't make waves. There were Jews in the 1930s in Germany who said, don't be upset. If you get upset and do something, it'll get worse. Well, it got worse, but not because the Jews had any plans, did anything. The Nazis had their own plans. And this is a big problem throughout Jewish history, that we've had these so-called leaders who are Jewish because they had a Brit, and that was about it, who will start off their statement by saying, as a Jew, whenever you hear that, you notice that what's going to follow is going to be pretty bad. So the lesson from the Megillah is, it doesn't matter about a lot of things. It matters what we do. Just as a side note, when the debate over the Constitution was taking place, New York was supposed to have a parade, and because it fell on the day that we were fasting on Trasei Tammuz, the non-Jews moved the parade to Monday. It was supposed to be on a Sunday, but that was Trasei Tammuz, and they said we have to have the Jews be part of it. And Jonas Phillips was an Orthodox Jew who lived in Philadelphia, and he wrote to Washington, by the way, in 1787, said, I fought in the revolution, I did this, I cannot hold public office in Philadelphia, in Pennsylvania, by law, because I'm not a Christian. Washington took that to heart, and that's why in the American Constitution, it says there'll be no religious test to hold public office on the federal level. So all this really points to that when Jews stand up for their rights, then good things happen as well. Something to think about, Kaddish Rabbanim.